Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Roundtable. This is episode, 16? We're getting up there, you guys. We're not babies anymore. Welcome, Southtown. As Dee says, I'm here. Denise invited me. I subscribed yesterday. I appreciate you and thank you. Shout out to my good sis, Denise. Welcome, welcome. We're going to jump on, get right into it. It's Denise and I tonight. I'll drop the link in just a bit if anyone wants to jump in. House is taking care of some business. He will be back next week. So let's just get on into it. Hello, sis. How are you? Looking gorgeous as always.
Oh, thank you. You as well. You're always looking beautiful.
I try. This is my one night a week for sure to put a little something on. Try to do it. Yeah, but it's so good to see you. I got to see you for a little bit on Sunday, but it was late by the time we got to connect with each other. So yes. I know you're tired of talking about it, but it was your birthday weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. I had fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. My birthday just came and went.
Yeah, you got a lot of love though, right?
Yeah, it was fun. I had my girls with me this weekend. Southtown for sure. Yeah, we'll throw the link on in a little.
Definitely, if you want to jump on.
Sinaloa.
Yeah, it says hi, Jen and Denise. Buenas tardes and happy belated birthday to Denise. May God continue to bless you as always. That's right, Sinaloa.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of the love.
Yeah. That's what's up. That was so nice to see, and then I love how you show what your family does for you too, and it's I don't know, it warms my heart.
Artie.
Yeah. Artie. I'm sorry, I gotta say this, Denise, and this is your one picture. I'm like it gave me like Little Kim vibes from the album cover where she's squatting down. The one where your roses.
That's so funny you say that. When you say that, because Southtown brought it to my attention, but I'll let him tell it.
Okay. Oh, I gotta hear it.
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
My husband takes all my pictures. Like he's the photographer.
Awesome.
And
I know. We gotta give him photo cred for sure. Right. That's right. Hey, Artie. Yeah, see, Artie? Look at Artie's like Lil Kim, aka Denise. That's right. That's what's up. We appreciate you guys for being popping in.
Yes. Artie's always on time.
Yeah. Yes. Right on time.
All of us.
For sure. We've got some very loyal.
Yeah.
The word solid is so overused, but I can use it here. We got some solid people.
For reals. Yep.
Yeah.
They winners.
So how was it today? Was it another hot one?
Today? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So let me tell you today. So they're preparing my house to get painted, right? And today was like 91. And of all days, I had to have everything shut, because they were, what do you sandblast? Like what is it?
To scrub the paint down?
Yeah, like blasting it, whatever, cleaning it, sandblast. And it was freaking hot in here. So all day, pretty much from 8:30 to like 5, we left. But it was so hot today, and so yeah, we're getting ready to do that and hopefully have it done by next. Well, they're coming back tomorrow, but painting on Saturday.
Nice. So you have your color and everything picked out already?
I have it picked out, but he hasn't seen it. The guy hasn't seen it yet, but he's gonna bring he said, I'll bring my swabs and stuff and I'll point it out. So it's like a deep, really deep gray, because like my other house is like a lighter shade of gray.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's gonna be like a little bit darker, and there's a few houses around the neighborhood that caught my eye. So pretty up against a red door, but I'm not gonna do red door, but any color door really. You see like yellows out here, you see reds, you see gray, black. They look nice.
Yeah, I like that. My house is like a dark gray or a charcoal gray kind of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, your house is like the one my
Mhm.
other place up there. That's
The
the
other
color.
one?
So I kind of wanted to like,
Yeah.
blend off each other.
Yeah, it'll look good like that. Let me respond to this real quick.
But yeah, then doing that all day, and then I was so sick earlier too. I was like, dude, I didn't even
I
feel
know,
good.
but you're better now, or you're just kind of.
I downed 2 of those Pedialyte waters, and you know what? They make them like weird now. They make them smaller. Have you noticed that? They're
No,
like,
you know what? I haven't bought those in a long time.
they're like in an orange juice. You know the orange juices they sell like at 7-Eleven? They're like that now. They used to be a little bit bigger, but yeah, there's Tony, Pastor Tony.
They're just texting him back right now. Hello, Rounders. I just texted you back, Pastor T.
Hello, Rounders. What does that mean, Tony? Pastor Tony. Roundtablers.
Yeah, I reached out earlier. I was trying to.
He's gonna have to surround himself.
I know. I'm gonna shoot you the link right now, Pastor. Come on and tell us what that is.
Yeah.
But let me see.
What else? What have you been up to?
Girl, I have been so my aunt, the one who lives a few houses away from me, my grandma's old place.
Yeah.
She went out of town. So sad. My niece, I say my niece, she's actually my little cousin, but she's the same age as my son. So I always say my niece. Her grandma, her other grandma, and her brother both passed away within 3 days of each other.
No.
Yeah. What? So my aunt had to drive her up to Susanville. So I had to take care of their lizard, that big, I don't know what, Gila monster or something. I don't know. And then, water the garden, take care of the house. Shout out to Uncle Ralph if he's on here. He's there, but his knee is injured right now. So he held it down inside, took care of the dogs, and I took care of the lizard and the garden. What's cracking, Jojo LB?
Jojo.
Let's see, what does Cinema say? Those are good to drink, especially after a hangover when you're sick. Yeah, the Pedialytes. I've heard that.
Yeah, you know what? They have a lot of salt though in them.
Do they? Well, I think that's how it helps you not be nauseous, though.
Yeah.
Because there's something about the how do you call it? The potassium, and I think that's what's in salt, right? And it brings the potassium levels up. Hey, Raymond.
Yeah.
And so it brings it up. I know, like before, when I would be feeling dizzy and stuff, my doctor would tell me sometimes, like, get a little pinch of that pink salt, the pink Himalayan salt, and put it under your tongue. Okay. I mean, it sounds gross, but and it would work. Like, it would bring me back kind of to not feel so dizzy. And then also it helps if you just have a migraine coming on all of a sudden. Southtown. Hey, Dolly. That's right, you made a live. Welcome, Dolly Bear. See you. So happy you're here. Yeah, Dolly Bear. She subscribed a little while back, and I saw her in the chat. I was like, I hope you tap into a live soon. So welcome. Good to see everyone.
Dropped the link.
Yeah, I dropped the link. You guys go ahead and hit it. Past the T or Southtown. Or both of you guys, if you want to jump on. So the topics tonight, we're going to kind of shoot from the hip a little bit, but I did have a couple little stories or things to touch on. So, I mean, everybody knows about, the whole, the story of Charles Manson, right? That whole thing. So basically, one of his, I don't know how you would call them, followers, or, basically somebody that he had brainwashed, in my opinion, has been parole. Leslie Von, let me get her name right.
Hudson?
Leslie Von Houten. She was 19 years old when she was first arrested and caught up in this whole Manson family ring. And she was, I believe she was convicted of the murder, not of the one with Sharon Tate, but of the family, the husband and wife. And there was a lot of controversy. She's been in prison since she was 19, and she is, I believe, 70.
69?
She's done over 50 years in prison.
Wow.
So she was granted parole. It's a little sketchy on the time, either 4 or 5 times. But each time, the governor always has the power to sort of override that and say, he doesn't feel, it's like it can go through. So this time, let me get our, hold on, checking in. Sanho, you're not far from me. Welcome. Welcome. Hey, how are you? There you are.
Southtown. Have you met Jen? Have you met Jen?
No, never met Jen.
Oh, Jen.
Yeah, you look familiar to me. I feel like I've seen you somewhere.
Yeah, he has a channel. We gotta try this channel.
I haven't dropped any content for a minute, and I've been going live here and there, but with everything that was going on, I really believe that I don't know. It just, when you talk about certain things, they won't notify your people, and I don't know. So
yeah.
And I've been busy, but I'm still right here. I'm gonna be dropping some content and stuff. So appreciate you inviting me on here, though, Denise.
For sure. Tell Jen about a little bit about what you do.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Oh, so my channel is a live channel. I talk about a lot of different things, but I really like to just educate, especially our people, the raza, but everybody in general. But first and foremost, my people, the people close, the community, because it's cool to help. To send money and help people other places, but you got to help the people close to you first, and as much as you can. So but yeah, I have a lot of knowledge as far as business and animals and many different things.
All right on. Yeah, we definitely need that. I like that.
You're out of San Diego, right?
Yeah, I'm in San Diego, but hey, I'm working over. Are you in Moreno Valley, Denise?
No, I'm in Orange County.
Oh, okay, that's right. I mean, I know you were from there, but I wasn't sure if you lived out here. Dang, because it's hot. I'm in Hemet right now.
Oh, damn.
It's like in the hundreds over here too.
Ooh, out there, right? Listen, this comment right here, guys. Dolly right here, she says, I wonder about that because she was young and did they not think that she was subject to mind control or brainwashing and wasn't eligible for parole? Oh, about the lady that's getting granted parole. That was one of the Manson family. I thought about that too because she was only 19. When she was convicted.
You're the one that told me that, Jen, your brain doesn't develop right until you're like 25, no?
Yeah, it's either 24 or 25. That's
fully developed.
That is a new no, I'm not a medical professional, but that's definitely part of what came into play for this new law that passed for juvenile lifers, and a lot of people have been able to gain their freedom based upon that new law that passed. A couple of the females that I've interviewed recently were lifers, and they were able to gain their freedom based upon that. Yeah. Here, let me get a pastor in here as well. Hey,
Pastor Tony.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
So if you see something get passed to me, it's just an illusion. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
You see that? It looked like I was handing out something. Wouldn't that be a great trick? And wow. In my screen, that's what it looks like. I don't know how the rest of the world sees. I promise you, Tony is not smoking. I tell you, man, I've been around enough Pentecostals to know not to be around any smoke. But I'm so grateful that there's dividers here. But all that said, sorry for jumping on in your conversation. But
you got a haircut, Pastor Tony?
I had some people coming to church Sunday from Texas.
Oh, nice.
And they're about to leave and drive down the road because they want to get a smoke break because we have lunch right after church. And they want to go, they didn't want to be rude. And they had people here. They're like, hey, we'll be right back. We're going to go around the corner. And he's like, why? He's like, we're going to go smoke a cigarette. We'll be right back. And my brother, Pastor Leon, was like, man, this ain't that type of church. There's actually a smoking section. If you look out the patio, it says smoking section. The whole nine. Because, we want people smoking people's faces while we're trying to pray for people. But we have a designated area. So when they saw that, they lit up. And then all of a sudden, I found out like one or two other people at our church are smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, and they're like totally like, I ain't never smoking at church, Pastor. No, it's a sacred place. I'm like, it's okay. Since you need to smoke some nicotine, go ahead. No, not here. Make a long story short, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that the Lord sees our hearts, and everything else is exterior BS. As the Lord sees our heart. Anyway, I didn't need to preach to you guys. That's what I had to say. And I had a big old.
You confused me. Is it Sunday?
Denise, you're asking.
I'm up.
That's right.
I said, did you get a haircut, Pastor Tony?
No, my wife cuts my hair. It's, I used to pay $25 every month to get a haircut, and then I got married. So I've saved about thousands of dollars in haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, you should pass cutting your hair. Huh? Nice to meet you. Hey, what's up, Pastor Tony?
I can tell your wife cut your hair.
Cut his own hair.
My name is Tony. Who cuts your hair, Denise? Yourself, right? You just right? Yeah.
Save money. You gotta save money.
I thought
you gotta be the jack of all trades, like South Town right here.
Hey, having holy Christian sex and haircuts. I thought that came with marriage. I didn't realize it's everyone's different. I didn't get that. I thought it was part of the package.
Right? That's right.
PG-13,
Anyway. There's no adult moment with them.
That's funny. I know I'm
always lighting the room.
You guys, you remember that? I think we all kind of remember hearing about the whole Manson thing. What do you think about that lady getting out after 50-something years? There's one of his followers.
The serial killers.
I'd like to get
I think it's long overdue, man. I think it's long overdue. Look at. I've never had any girls kill anyone for me, but I had girls dumb do what I tell them to do, and they were dumb and young like I was. But you mature, man. You mature. You get your head out your butt, and you grow up. They did some dumb stuff. They're manipulated, just like pimps manipulate the prostitutes or whatever. It's like when people manipulate to be strippers and stuff. They think it's a idea, and then they they sell their souls in a sense, but yeah, man, I think people could recover, right? I think people are not their worst mistake, right? So absolutely, I let that lady free, man. It's easy to say that because it's not my wife or baby that got murdered, so I can say that in my opinion, but I do believe people change, even pedophiles. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep my kids around a pedophile. I've been saying that they could change, I don't know all the science behind it. Yeah. But But I say that because the most extreme case, I struggle with that. That's why I say that. There was a guy I met recently. I'm like, you know what? I had one of those prison flashbacks. I know that guy, man, from the yard. I think I don't know. I think I ran off. I had that feeling in my head. But then this same guy saved this lady from a diabetic seizure. Wow. So I look right him in the eye and I have these thoughts in my head and I say, hey man, God is redeeming you. So anyway, so it's like there's redemption. You gotta give people a chance to redeem the stuff they did, man. You don't give them an opportunity, then what else is there to live for, man? It's like, well, screw it. I'll just go get high and die.
Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen the lawsuit that's going out? Apparently to the youngsters that were in juvenile hall, they really did traumatize those kids, man. They're now young adults.
The New Yorkers, the 7 black kids in Africa, like Brooklyn.
No, I don't think. I mean, it doesn't have to pertain to them. It's just anybody that was a juvenile that was in the system at that, back in the day. They're experiencing like PTSD.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and then just their life that they, that they have to suffer with from being in there so young, not getting proper education in there, not getting counseling, not having all these things that they should have had back then to help them through.
Yeah. So, I was in juvenile hall for a little bit, but yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. So
I like it, Jen, that you and Denise brought up the fact that, people's brains are not completely developed to maturity levels until like the 23, 24. Because I was 19 years old slanging weed, some meth, but mostly weed. That's what got me locked up. So I was a teenager in the joint and juvenile. So I was with other teenagers. So I know what you mean. We're not taking it seriously. We're not taking prison seriously. You know what I mean? We're just going in there, just goofing off still, like we were still in the streets. So we're not mature. So it's not punishment. It's just our grandma giving us another calentada, and we'll get out of the scenario and be knuckleheads again. We're not really learning anything.
No,
it's like being a lion in a cage, man. A pup lion is still gonna. I guess what I'm saying is I wasn't mature enough. Maturity comes with time, with people teaching us, helping us discipline ourselves. You know what I mean? But throwing you in a cage with a bunch of killers, I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, we live and learn and we grow, right, Sheptown?
That's right.
Yeah, no, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the Jewish tradition or in their custom, the age of accountability is 25.
Wow.
And so that totally makes sense, right? That's when you're considered an adult, a true adult, where you really know right from wrong, where you have control of your emotions. And the other thing too, that's kind of weird though, is the law. That law's kind of always been there, because if you did go to YA, you stayed in YA till you were 25, and then they sent you to the Pinta. So it's almost like even then they already knew, like, okay, until they're 25, they're still a kid, right?
Right.
It's weird. Because some people can mature. Some people can be way more mature because of life experience, but in general, you're not going to be. Those are people who have harder lives. People who have a more, normal life and are allowed to be children aren't going to be as mature, and that's the way it should be. A lot of us had to grow up quick.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And there's a balance too, though. There's a balance too, because you can't baby your kids either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maturity don't come like you don't have to be all that mature to be sexually active. You can still be a complete immature, slow. That's
just science. Leaving a boy and a girl together alone long enough time, or hanging around each other, or working to get playing together, that's just like
it's gonna happen. Yeah. Hey, I remember this story right here. Like Dolly said, she says, you know what? There was a juvenile camp that Dr. Phil was sending people to, that even Paris Hilton herself was sent to, and she talks about the people from it. Yeah, I remember even the rich kids were getting sent there, and they talked about some of their abuse or trauma that took place there. Yeah, I remember hearing about it anyways. Yeah.
So what do you consider babying? You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to discipline our kids not to be all out of control. But for me, it was like very military. You know what I mean? If I didn't do what I was told, it wasn't going to be repeated. My grandma did not repeat herself. If you didn't catch the memo in the first round, or if you forgot, that didn't give you grace. Yeah. There had to be a Dane tribunal in my house for grandma to give you a chance.
Yeah.
The court of 12 your peers, you know what I mean? Diaconia, you know what I mean? Aunt Shirley, they ought to be like, hey, we all agree that he made a mistake. You don't gotta beat him or whatever. Like, all right, I'll calm down. Don't ever have that. But that'd be like the life be scared. I'd be like scared to death for any out of misfraction,
Yeah, we smacked our lips and we got smacked for smacking our lips. And then God, if we said God, like God, my mom would say, come here, you want to see God?
Let me get there.
A lot of things that we had to go, deal with that. My girls my girls are pretty good about. They were always pretty good about that, not talking back and stuff. You know. They didn't have to get. They didn't get hit. We didn't hit our kids. I feared them with my voice. As soon as my voice changed, they knew. They already knew.
The voice, or even the look. You know what I mean? Like my girls always say, "Hey, mom gives you the look."
Yeah, that look.
You know,
my mom had that look. I can't give that look. I don't.
Hey, when you toss it up, huh? You toss it up, and they're like, "Oh, she's banging on us." That's it.
Hey, no, but I always tell them that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
You guys, you know what's a good thing though? You got to ask your kids to do stuff. You can't tell them what to do. Like, I think there's a huge difference in that, and the reaction you get out of them if you ask them to do something. Like, hey, you know, do you think you could wash the dishes or whatever? You know, not go wash the dishes. There's like a huge difference in
everybody deserves respect, especially your children.
Yeah. But I just learned that throughout my parenting is that you could ask and there's a difference between asking and telling. So, and then that's for everybody in general and who you come across and whatnot. But
yeah,
you know, it's a good thing to instill that in your kids.
Right?
You know the difference.
I know for sure. Like definitely parenting has changed from the time I was a kid to now. I parent my kids very differently from I didn't raise an eyebrow. I didn't flinch. I didn't question, especially my dad. You know, there was no reaction other than doing what he said to do. And not that I don't want my kids to listen, but really for me, that was fear-based.
Yeah.
And, you know, I respected my dad as well.
You gotta get an interview. You guys got to get an interview because I know we kind of threw you in the bowl right now, but Jen's father was a CO, right, Jen, up north?
Yeah. He was a CO at Soledad, and then he retired from there. Yeah.
You know, and, I know a lot of COs from the church that I used to go to, and from through the dog world. I've sold dogs to a lot of COs, and
really,
you know, when you sell a dog, when you sell like a new member of the family to somebody, like everybody who's gotten dogs from me, they're, you know, we have a connection because they got something that was really special to them. So anyway, I know some of the guys that opened up Pelican Bay. I know guys that worked all over different pintas, and so I've heard a lot of different stories, and it's a trip. It's a trip.
Yeah. That is a trip. I bet. Do you mind me asking what kind of dogs do you breed or raise?
American Bullies and Shorty Bulls.
I have an American. Yeah.
Oh, you have an American Bully.
That's what Angel is. My dog. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have to put
a
she's all white, like a albino almost. But she's got the older she got, she started getting like black spots, not on her fur, on her skin underneath her white. Oh, it's a trip. She doesn't have that when she was a baby.
That's just pigment. Yeah, that's okay. That's just pigment. That's good. It comes in sometimes later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're supposed to have it like on their nose and around their eyes, and
yeah, she got it as she got older. Yeah. Dolly also says right here, she says, I believe that some of the best parenting skills is being able to get down to their level, whisper, and even have a conversation. Because the yelling, when I was a kid, scared me half to death. Yes, Dolly. That's good.
Yelling is not for me. Not to hear yelling is something I can't live without yelling in my house, because being a baby of 8, it was always yelling in my house. Now that I'm married with 3 girls, we don't get much yelling anymore.
You miss the yelling?
Noise, in other words.
Yeah, man, I miss the sirens and the police dogs chasing me. I can't sleep without the noise.
Hey, Shelton, you went to college, right? Did you take Bible classes in college? I was trying to
So I have a degree in business. Yeah, I have a degree in business, and then I also I was taking correspondence courses for Rhema Bible College, but I didn't finish those. But I've taken many different theological courses and classes, and I was like involved in ministry for like 16 years.
Yep, I've been wanting to share his story with you, Ben.
I know.
I'm sorry. Cool. I'm so sorry. Last night we were talking on Instagram, and I was like, dude, you got to jump on tomorrow. You got to jump on this channel tomorrow, the Roundtable. So glad he's here. And but most definitely have to collab with him because this guy's.
Yeah, let me know anytime. I mean, I've been blessed to just meet so many other believers, other people that follow Jesus on YouTube, you know, like Big Joe and, you know, several other people. You know, it's been a blessing without even knowing they also believe in God, and they're, you know, so I like the fact that we can reach people. Like that's always been my way of just, I've always been myself. I always tell people, you don't have to change who you are. Be yourself. And when you get the opportunity, then you can talk about God. But, you know, the whole yelling or shoving God down somebody's throat, like, hey, you need, you know, that the time and the place, if that's what you feel, do it. But for the most part, people see what you do, not what you say. You could be, it's like anything else. You could be all banged out. You know, nowadays people get all sleeved up and tatted up, and it's amazing because I had this dude arguing with me that I've been to prison. He was like, hey bro, what's up, man? You've been upstate, huh? And I was like, nah, brother, never been. Nah, I can tell, dog. I can tell you got all the dog tattoos. Watch out for the bulldogs, man. And I was like, bro, these are pit bulls, dog. These are not bulldogs. Those are two different breeds. And I don't worry about it anyway. And he was just like, come on, Carnal, I know you've been to, and I'm like, you know, and that's why I kind of stopped too, because sleeves and tattoos became fashionable. So to me, it's like, you know, okay, cool, I can blend in a little bit easier in a way, but then now, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things. I appreciate that they appreciate the cultura, but just be yourself. Don't try and be something that you're not, because when you run into the real people, you're gonna have a problem. And that's with everything and anything in life, you know. But yeah, I've always reached out to people that way, like, or just like I always wait for them to ask me, like, hey, I noticed before when I never used to cuss, never did anything, they'll be like, hey, I noticed you don't cuss. Okay, cool, let me tell you why. And then that's when I tell them, this is why I don't cuss. There you go. I noticed you don't drink, you don't do anything. And then that would open up the door. I would usually do it that way, because I've done the street preaching and standing on the corner, and it's almost like that phase left. You know, things change, things evolve. You know, it worked for a while. I was there. I've seen people get saved in the street, but then after a while, it's not effective. You gotta, you know, God is you can't limit God. God is you know, limitless. So
limitless,
you can reach people so many different ways.
I feel like that's such like an accurate, you know, statement and everything you said. Don't you guys feel like, or for me anyways, I feel like I have been blessed so much to run into people exactly like you're explaining, Southtown, like even everyone right here on this panel. Like, I had no idea when I started this that I would run into more people, you know, that love the Lord, that love Jesus, you know, have had their hurts, their wounds, their battles, and still, you know, look, here we are, you know, finding each other.
Yep. And it's funny how we, you know, God's always on time. Like you didn't know. I know Southtown from previous conversations and stuff we've had, but like I said, very interesting person right here. And I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad you came on here.
No, that's great,
you know,
man. It's great to have a variety of people.
Right?
Southtown, because you're from San Diego?
Yeah, I'm from South San Diego, man.
Okay, cool. POD.
Yeah, that's right. So I went to junior high with Wolf and Sonny.
Yeah, from POD.
And we went
It's
Ruben
the
Torres.
South Town. You know that kid don't play. Yeah, I remember from the 90s. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, we got Switchfoot too. Switchfoot's from Calvary Chapel.
Oh,
They're amazing
I
too.
dare you to move. I
Hey,
dare
come on.
you to move. That
Have you guys ever heard that, Denise? Hey, Denise, have you ever heard "Dare You to Move" or Jen? Oh my God!
Yeah, man.
No, I haven't.
You need to hear that song. It's an amazing song.
Yeah, it was on the radio. It was on the radio back in 2003, 4.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Jam. And Southtown POD, those guys are like metal dudes here in the Southtown. You know they they were so down for Jesus and the Rasta. They had an album called Brown.
What?
Straight up, the Brown.
Like Christian rock or something?
Yeah, they're solid, bro. They're solid.
Oh, okay.
Sonny
They're
has
the first
the
Christian metal band on MTV before MTV went.
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, they're on a bunch of soundtracks too. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
good stuff, man. That's awesome. You know those dudes, man. Those guys are big. I mean, for me, they are.
Yeah, bro. They're real down to earth people, man. My nephew married Wolby's little sister, so we're lightweight, like related, but not really. You know, not through blood, just mainly through friendship. Mainly through friendship, though. The Southtown video where they filmed the video, I ended up moving into that house, and when I moved into that house, they were happy because the mom lived next door, so they didn't want strangers coming in, and it's a trip, man. And then I grew up with Wolby's wife. I went to elementary school with her.
Oh, what a
Hey Jen, where's the button with all the starstruck emojis going over my head?
Huh.
I'll add it to you. Right?
Yeah, thanks, man. This is
Hey, so are you in Los Angeles? Hey, where are you at, Pastor Tony?
Phoenix, Arizona, Northwest Phoenix.
Oh, okay. I used to go out there a lot too.
127 degrees. It was
no.
Yeah. Yeah, I lived out there for 3 months.
Yeah. Was it the summer? Was it in the summer? You came over here wet or you went back? They call you Prieto?
My dad went out there for work when I was a kid, and then they only lasted 3 months, and we moved back to Cali. They were like, "No way, it's too hot."
Good, you escaped the joint coming over here, man. I tell you, those people are crazy.
What do you do in the heat, Pastor Tony? What do you do? What do you do to
stay
cool
indoors?
off?
Rule number 1: stay indoors, man.
I mean, you have the AC 24/7 on.
Yeah, we have it at. We're a little bit of a cheapskate. You know, we keep it at 80, man, but we're good. We just don't move too fast, and that 80 degrees is perfect. But once you start working out, chasing the kids around, having fun around the house, then you gotta drop it down to 78. But we don't go lower than 78. But yeah, there's something about the outdoor heat and the indoor heat. You can't be trying to make it an ice machine in your house and thinking it's gonna be your AC unit is gonna be functioning right when it's flipping 115 degrees outside. So we try to keep it as close to 80 as possible every single day for about 4 months. That's what it's like for 4 months. I had this conversation with you guys last time, and Denise, I think you're out of town or something in Vegas partying with your niece or prima, I don't know. But anyway, we all saw a video. Anyway, you're like a pina colada. You're like, hey, the show. I gotta go.
Pastor Tony be sneaking in the background.
But seriously, man, here, if you're just in the sombra, if you're just in some shade, well, you can survive the heat here because it's a dry heat.
Oh, okay.
The humidity is what kills people. You could be in New Detroit, 85 degrees, and die from the heat because they're sweating out your life away.
Yeah.
I've been out there for dog shows.
Pardon?
I've been out there for dog shows, and the people out there, they have like swampers and all kinds of misters and setups for their dogs. Otherwise, the dogs that are born out there handle it way better. A lot of dogs that they try and take out there from other states, they end up, if they're not careful, they die because they're not used to the heat. Yeah. Right now it's like over 100 degrees over here in Hemet during the day.
Oh shoot, Emmett in the city. Does that song have that? The city of Emmett. That's real. I made that up in my head.
Yeah, it's right here, man.
The meth capital of the world in 1997, man. They were making all meth in Emmett.
It's crazy over here, bro. They're still out here.
Okay.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, they're still out here.
That question?
Huh?
Did you see Jesse's question? What part of Phoenix in general, if you don't mind asking? We're answering.
Arrowhead. We have a church out here, Arrowhead, man. 62nd, 69th Avenue and Bell Road. We're out here.
What's the name of your ministry?
Heart Life Church.
Oh, okay. Like with me too, man. I've just always lived my life, and even when I got saved, even more, I want to continuously learn and grow, and I can't sit still in one place. And if I'm not, I got to a point where the pastor, and God bless him, but he was a pastor that wouldn't allow anybody behind the pulpit, man. Not even he had a father-in-law who was a tent preacher and got like thousands of people saved, and we had missionaries, and so even they told me, they were like, hey, don't feel bad, like we don't even go up there. And I go, yeah, but I'm right here, and I'm doing all this and this, but yet, and it was somewhat sad to say, it was a racial thing, man. It was only, it turned out to be, I put two and two together anyways, and I moved on and I grow, because it's people. I hold nothing against any of my old pastors. We're all human, and that's one thing as a Christian. And in anything, like, you can't, it's good to look up to people, but don't idolize people to where you're going to hurt yourself when you realize they're human, and then it affects your salvation or your walk with God. Don't allow that to happen. That's why the word says protect your heart, and then you like remember that they're human. Like with me too, I would always tell people like that wanted to join Southtown, because there's kennels that become big, like 30, like a club, right? But that's so many personalities, and you got all these different visions, and it's like anything else, right? So I just learned to, hey, if you want to work with me, cool, but do your own thing, have your own kennel, because I already know within time you're going to want to do your own thing, and it's going to be a conflict between me and you. But if you're your own entity, then we just work together, and we work as a private treaty. So whatever me and you work out, it's private between me and you. Nobody else needs to know, and that's how you do business. That's how I do business. Every deal is different. I don't have a set price. I might sell a dog to somebody for $500. I might sell one for $5,000, but that's between me and the customer.
I was hoping you're gonna be like $25.99 pastoral special.
Well, no, I'll sell you a dog for $20, but then you have to buy a shirt for $2,500.
He's gonna be missing a leg.
$2,500. Hey, but real quick, hey, did you know that there was a cholo in the Bible?
What? Who?
Okay.
Ezekiel.
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 Yeah, right there.
You like that?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. He's all prophesying on my shirt.
What? Hey, we couldn't even see your shirt.
Oh, is that what you got on your shirt?
Isn't that funny?
Oh shit! Look at it. Hey, he's representing Ezekiel. Check it out, man. That's crazy.
Funny.
I didn't even see your shirt, bro. That's
I don't want to make fun of my Bible shirts. I just don't like to go on this channel because I know y'all be like loving Jesus. I gotta wear the Bible shirt, man.
You got a new joke right there too, dog.
You can do that Sunday morning.
I don't get the joke, Southtown, but I appreciate you bringing it up.
Only because if you say it that way, Ezekiel, ese, an ese, he's an ese.
It's kind of like what did the Cholo say to the house that fell on top of him? Remember that?
No, I don't know that one. Tell me.
What did the Cholo say to the house that fell on top of him? I learned this in the 7th grade, guys. It's like a 40-year-old joke. Come on, get off me, Holmes. It's like only Mexicans say that. Only Mexicans say
that's a good one, man. That's a good one, bro. Oh, shoot.
Oh, man.
Praise the Lord. All right, now we're having church now. Okay, I'm gonna do some communion. Okay, while we're doing church, just want to give my commercial. We're having a sale at church. If you buy one Heart Life Church cup,
oh, you got
$49.95. What said you will? Absolutely for free. I'm just messing with y'all. Hey, that was done with a cricket, man. That was our first church cup. It don't have no words on it. We had a cross in there, but it fell off or whatever. Hey, this is high quality stuff. Heart Life. You see the heart and the life? That's the name of our church.
That's good.
Praise
That's
Lord.
good, Pastor. That's good. Hey, let me ask you guys, what do you think about this other story? I got to get this one in here. So it's been all over the news too. A couple people sent it my way and wanted to hear our opinion on it. So there's this young man, Rudy Farias, that he went missing 8 years ago. Missing persons. He was like allegedly he was like 17 when he went missing, 17, 18. He's been gone 8 years. All of a sudden, last week sometime, maybe a week and a half, Good Samaritan finds him passed out on the steps of a church, sort of out of it. They, could tell he was a little dirty, disheveled, under the influence of something or some things. Reached out to get him some help, and it turns out that allegedly he was never truly missing. His mom, the allegations are that his own mother reported him missing, but had him
within hours.
Under her control and her possession those entire 8 years, even withholding him from family members. So nobody truly knew where he was. People thought he was dead. His own family members thought he was dead. His mom, going back several years, was selling T-shirts allegedly with she had his picture. You know how they do like at the funeral? Yeah, where they have his picture and like she painted wings on the picture. What? All kinds of little like GoFundMe's, and the boy was with her under her care.
See, the
whole time, right? For within the 24 hours, he was not even.
Wow, that's wild.
Where's this out of? Is it up north? Is that where they live?
I think it was it in Georgia? It was I think it was another state. I would think it was Georgia. And she would even be taking him to work with her. She worked a security guard job, and she would like keep him down low in the car, make him go to work, and like work just for her, because that's what everyone's trying to figure out.
Yeah, they haven't even.
That's crazy.
They keep getting worse and worse. I don't know if you've seen the one with the lady that killed her son, and they pulled her over, and she said it was meat from the butcher. They asked her why there was blood in the trunk and the back, and she did it just to get money from the dad. And the poor officer, you could see when he saw the body, you could see the shock in his face, and he just like, but I mean, these moms, I mean, just these people in general. So what was she doing with him? Was she like trafficking him, or?
Well, they don't even know. It's been a week that this came out, right? I keep hearing it just cuts off. What?
Yeah, trying to figure out what's going on. There's a community leader out there that's really pushing to get answers, but he feels like the police are being kind of sketch about it. Like they're not really looking into it as much as they would have if the boy was still a minor. They're kind of saying like, well, he's 25. Like if he wants to be there, he can be there. But
there's he's mentally disturbed, right?
The mind control and the fact that there's people saying like she was controlling him by feeding him substances like throughout that whole time.
Well, they're trying to see if he was molested by her, or if she kept this ongoing molestation type deal.
There's
not
there's supposedly or allegedly this somebody that was in the room when he was speaking to detectives says that, I won't get too deep, but he made a comment, something like his mom told him, he has to be the man of the house and play daddy now.
Wow, that's weird.
They're not getting too much out of. They're not telling us a lot.
I feel like there's a lot missing in this story, and it's going to come out and probably blow our minds how much is really behind this, because it just doesn't. How do you keep somebody hidden for 8 years?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's
a big guy. He was like 200.
It happens though.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how they get that 14-year-old girl hiding on the base in Oceanside. That 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
How you hide a girl on base? A 14-year-old girl.
Give me the breakdown on that, Dr. Tony. What is the headline of that one?
Oceanside, from the news said, Marine a Marine was hiding a 14-year-old girl as a sex slave. Apparently, she was purchased as a sex slave, and the Marine soldier was hiding her in the barracks right there in Oceanside, Camp Pendleton.
Hey, man. That is crazy.
Well, that's like that's the whole topic on the movie right now on The Sound of Freedom. It's about
you guys watched that?
I haven't yet. I'm gonna go as soon as I can. But yeah, definitely like Mel Gibson, his life's in danger. The actor, they've already been threatened because they're speaking out. And you know what's a trip? I've been telling people about this for years, and I know they've been telling me I'm crazy. The adrenochrome. I've been knowing about that, and people always say, "Oh man, you're tripping." And now that it's coming out, you know, I know they feel stupid, you know, because
they're trying to shut that movie down, right? They're trying to like.
Yeah, it's only in select theaters and you know, but
yeah.
You
know that you brought that movie up, Southtown, because my daughter, she's 18. She wanted to take me to see it last night. You know, we had a birthday party that kind of ran long, but we were going to see it last night. And then today, you know, all this story came out. You know, I mean, it didn't come out, but I started researching what's going on in the news.
Yeah.
And then that movie came up right along with these other stories. And I'm like, you know what? This is the guy
that played the Passion of the Christ. That's the main actor, and he's doing it for the same reason. Yeah. They told him, like, if you do this movie, you're gonna get blackballed from Hollywood, just like with the pet. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, that doesn't matter to me. And it's an amazing story because it's a true story. The guy, the CIA agent, was like weeks from getting his pension, and he didn't care. He quit, and he went and he rescued this little boy's sister.
Dang.
So the movie is a true story, and then it exposes everything else at the same time.
Yeah,
and it's made, you know, it's made by believers, so that's the other even positive note, you know.
What's his name again? I don't know if that's who Pearl's asking about.
Jim Caviezel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the actor, and then Mel Gibson is also producing it. But yeah,
hey Machete. Yeah.
Jim Caviezel is the real deal. I remember his first movie I saw was The Count of Monte Cristo. That was before the Passion.
Hey, did you know that during the Passion he got hit by lightning when he was on the cross? I didn't know that.
During the movie? Wait.
He got hit by lightning, and he got really whipped. Wow. And he really got caught on that whip too.
Yeah. He got hit with the whip. Yeah, he got jacked up a gang of times. He had demons. Like, you got to listen to some of the stories. It is crazy what he went through to make that movie.
Story of my life.
Yeah. I heard he kind of was tormented over throughout the whole course of that movie being made, but I gotta look that up.
Well, this one that he did because of the kids, because of the stuff they do to the kids.
Right.
All right. So you guys seen Monsters Inc., right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that movie?
Yeah, Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
Nah, it's a cartoon. Not that one. The cartoon.
Talk about the movie.
That's a different one. That's a different one. Yeah. That's a crazy one.
That's a crazy
what I think you're gonna say.
But it's the same concept. So with the adrenochrome, if you guys don't know, so you know how they would get the energy by scaring the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they realize by making them laugh, they get even more. So they kind of switch it. But that's basically what adrenochrome is. So it's the same thing like an animal in the wild. The reason that when they go for the throat and they get that blood, all that blood sustains them if they don't get a meal for another month or two, because that blood is so potent and powerful. And it's the same thing. It keeps them young. It keeps them strong. And they sell it in vials. You can buy it online. It's just illegal here in the United States.
I didn't know that.
But that's what the movie's about too. That's why they're trying to keep it down.
Yeah.
That's another thing that the elites need. They need young organs to continue to live long.
Yeah.
Wow. Makes so much sense. I got an uncle fight for his life because he needs some organs. You know what I mean? But you know, that makes sense.
Hey, but that's been going on over here forever. Over here, there was a homie, he got shot. He couldn't go to the hospital because he was on parole. He went to TJ and they fixed him up. They healed him, but they took his kidney. He woke up without because you know you could live with one.
Yeah.
So, but that was a thing. That was a thing in TJ for a while. So that's been going on, but it's even more now because now it's worldwide. Now it's global. You know. Because think about it, if you need a kidney to live, you're gonna do whatever you need to do to get a kidney.
Most people. I know the girl went down there for plastic surgery, and she came back with one kidney.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that, but it's the same thing. You're under. You don't know what's going on until after.
Exactly.
Hey, Jen, Denise, y'all got a channel's gonna get shut down. We exposing too much stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we need to find out how much they cost. I'll give a kidney for 10, 20 G's.
How'd you get that new car, Southtown?
Shoot.
I know we need to change it. We need to change the topic real quick.
2023 Corolla.
Real.
That is
real. How about this one? This topic, it's not just obviously not just California, but all over. I guess there's like a heat wave going on, not just in the south, but sort of like the upper East Coast. And all of last week they had, I believe, several days in a row that they said were the hottest days on Earth. It broke records.
What?
And they're saying, like people have had heat strokes, other things have happened. And even in Europe, there's parts of Europe that are having severe issues with heat issues already.
That's crazy.
Well, France is like in a crazy, France is like destroying itself.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of stuff going on everywhere. Well, even, I don't know if you know, but in the border of Mexico and on the south end, there's thousands of migrants there, and that like just how here the U.S. keeps people crossing. The Mexican government is trying to keep like the Hondurans, the Salvadorians, Chinese, like everybody is trying to get in from Mexico, and it's the same thing. They deplete the resources. So I don't know, man, but they don't. Right now, it's crazy down there. They had like 3,000 or 15,000 Chinese show up. All the Haitians, like. Man, can you imagine? Like, it's just like, and these people have nowhere to go, and then they're I don't know. But there's just a lot of, like, we're kind of blessed to be over here, as bad as it is over here too. I think about the people in Bosnia too. I mean, in not Bosnia, in where are they at right now? The Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
Like the men, there was a whole thing on how they're shipping the women out, right? The women get to just take off, but the men have to stay and fight. The young men have no choice. And they were complaining about something, and I think it was Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate's like, "What are you guys complaining about? Your men are over there in war, getting blown up, and you guys get to come to the United States and go to school." And it's like, where's the equality there? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that.
We're getting shut down.
Oh yeah, the other day you were talking about something, Denise. I wanted to jump on, but you were like, or I made a comment. I can't remember. There's so many. A few weeks ago, I can't remember. If I remember, I'll bring it up back up.
Damn it! Now you got me thinking. What was it funny? What was I?
It was something about like a women's thing, or I said something. I can't remember right now.
Oh man.
So but it's because I know you're like a boss lady. That's why.
Oh, where?
All right, now the wanthers are coming off. All right, I'm out of here. No, I was messing.
Hey Tony, so are you from Cali?
Originally from Richmond, California.
Okay.
I don't know. What is that? Is that East Bay? I've never learned if I was in the
East Bay. Richmond. That's right. It's near Vallejo, right?
Yeah, it's between Vallejo and Oakland. It's between Mill Valley and Berkeley.
Hey, do you remember Rasputin? Do you remember those stores?
Yeah, Berkeley. Yeah, big old.
I used to go to that when I would go up to the Bay and go get music right there.
Because I used to judge. It's like 2 or 3 floors of every type of music.
Oh yeah, man. That store was amazing. I spent hours there, man. I would get dropped off, and I tell my ex-wife go, and then
what kind of store was it though? Like just
it's
music?
like a
Tower
it's like a
Records.
resell,
What resell?
or new.
I miss Tower Records.
They do some type of old school Russian guy or something with a beard. It's like named after him, and he looked like a Puritan or something. And anyway, they got all kinds of music. The thing is crazy. It's like I think maybe even 3 floors. It might have a basement, but that thing is like IKEA. Imagine an IKEA for just straight music. That's what it was like. It was like this massive store.
Yeah, because they had tapes, they had vinyl, they had everything, Denise. They had like you could go there and find like the oldest any kind of music. It was a trip, man.
Wow.
Hey Denise, I think they had 8 tracks. You might want to go check it out.
That's in your time.
Whatever.
So this is up there where in Hayward, is that what you said?
Berkeley.
It used to be they closed them all down though, Jen. Hey Jen, where are you at?
I'm in Salinas, California. I'm in Northern California.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're up there too. All right.
I've been out here in Arizona for like 33 years. Came out here in 1990.
Anything for Salinas.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure all that out. The whole Fresno, Salinas.
I know. If you don't know it.
I know I have cousins that live in Fresno.
For me.
And I always try to say, like, where you guys live? Like, what up north? Like, up north? I'm like, I know that, but.
Right. Everyone says just up north, huh? But Fresno's like what? That's more like southeast. And then I haven't really traveled a whole lot since I was like a kid, but we used to travel to like my grandma from my dad's side lived like in Visalia. So my dad
is that in Fresno?
Nah.
So like Fresno has Fresno has like different city, of course, right? Different cities in there.
Yeah.
So Vasalia's in Fresno?
No, it's its own town.
Oh.
It's near it, but Visalia's more east. It's like Porterville, Visalia. Okay. I've been to Tulare, Modesto, Sac. I've been all over up there because they used to. Like California, there's so many people, so many dog shows and people that show dogs and breeders. A lot of the original American bully breeders are from NorCal. And like I always say, man, I've always had so far all the raza from up north has always been respectful, always showed love. It's always been a good experience with my people up there so far. So hopefully it stays that way,
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see. I want to see pictures of your dogs. Like, do you have them posted on your IG?
Yeah,
I have videos. I have some videos on my YouTube channel, which is just Southtown SD, and then my social media is the same. So Instagram and Facebook, I have videos and pictures.
I'm gonna write it.
Yeah, somebody.
But definitely.
I don't know if Nate's still in here, but Pastor Tony, maybe you could drop his link.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of breeders in Phoenix too, Pastor Tony.
What happened, brother?
Yeah.
I was saying there's a lot of breeders in Phoenix too.
Oh, there is? Yeah, man. I used to be in this band called The Breeders. They had this song called Cannonball.
The Breeders.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm 47 years old. I'm like
47.
Damn. You want to talk about music?
I just turned 40.
I'm like Cholo Trucker of music, man, when it comes to his movies.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's a movie buff for sure. Knows those movies.
Everything. I remember I had breakfast with him, and everything you said, like in that movie Commando. I'm like, yeah. He's like, remember Terminator 2, about scene 5. I'm like, what, man? I was messing with it. He's not like that.
Don't challenge him.
Hey, life's a movie quote, bro. Straight up, all the time.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Sometimes that's what we grow from. We glean. A pastor friend tells me, eat the meat, spit out the bones. And in every movie and music I see, I always try to glean from the meat, and spit out the rest.
I like that. I've heard that phrase. I like that. Yeah, you can get something out of everything if you just take, you know what I mean? Like you said, take the meat from it and do away with the rest. Yeah.
No, hey, communication, bro. I just saw a thing that the number one reason for divorce is lack of communication in regards to expectations. That's the number one reason. So, and you know, really in any relationship, it's communication and compromise. If you can communicate and compromise, then you can maintain a friendship. Once you won't compromise, that's it, because that's a true form of friendship. Like you'll kind of deal with the way someone is because everyone's different. You know what I mean? And but yeah, that's just, you know, what I tell people, like advice that I give, like when you know, when I was married, man, that's like the 16 years that I was in those 20, 16 of them were in ministry. So I did, like, we used to have couples cell group at our house for years, bro, like 10 years. Like we did, I've done so many different courses and classes, and you know, so I do have, you know, I've been blessed to have experience, and then just been blessed to be around like my mentors were really educated and they were really loving people. They were real good examples of like the rewards you get of being holy and of being like of doing things the right way. You know,
that's 34 years on the 14th. How many days?
Wow.
4 days.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was trying to make it to the function. I wanted to meet your husband and meet everybody in person, but I couldn't make it out last month.
There's another one. There's gonna be another one on the November 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. She's been married all of Jen Magaña's life. Yeah. All life. Denise been married all of Jen's life, her whole life. That's how long she's been married.
Yeah. You're fun. You're funny. I just shared a couple of links. You guys subscribe to Hermano Cholo Trucker, Heart Life Phoenix, Pastor Tony. And I do be watching. That's right. Jojo AZ, what's up? How have you been? Good to see you. Respect to everybody, he says. The Skeptic. Good evening, Ben. Good evening. The Skeptic Tank. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute, too. That's right.
Do you guys remember hearing that that shootout happened in 2019? The Hollywood bank robber shootout?
Yeah.
You've heard of it, huh? So
yeah, with those guys with the AKs and the body armor.
Yeah, dude, we're going to a museum tomorrow. They have all that stuff there where they have the car that they were, remember that car, that white car that they were in? They have the, I guess they have like pictures and clipping news articles and stuff like that. It's a little house, but so they have like different things there in there. I'm going to go check that out tomorrow. It was a Hollywood bank robbery that went bad. Really bad. So
yeah, that one was crazy for sure.
Was crazy. That was one of the first probably shootouts that we've had and seen on TV as it was progressing or as it was going on.
Yeah, take pictures and video. I want to check it out.
Oh yeah, I will.
I think I know what you're talking about. It was like a copycat from the Heat movie or something. Kind of like that. It's like a copycat from that movie Heat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That was dope, man. You know, just to throw my little 2 cents in, I've struggled with rebellion to authority all my life, and I didn't realize how bad it was until I became a Christian. And then I started dealing with it, and then just to experience the same abuse of authority in the church, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like just, I remember many times just having bad experiences. A bad experience with police, and then since my earliest memories as a child, all the way through my whole life, I ended up in prison and still dealing with those guys in there. And, you know, and I was thinking, like, not all of my interactions were bad, just most of them. So you want to trigger me off in a weird place. If you hear me tell a cop, hear me say a cop say we're just a few bad apples. I'm like, well, it's more like there's a few good guys. I don't know if there's a few bad. I know there's a lot of bad guys, but I've only experienced a few good guys that are actually human beings. You know what I mean? I felt like, you know, they're just getting paid. It was just a job. It's just a job. I think people get caught up, man. It's just a job. And I tell you, man, I told this on Cholo Trucker's show, man. I was working for the Child Protective Services, and I started slowly becoming more and more like a cop. I saw someone taking stickers off the meat. Remember, Jen? Taking 30% off stickers off of meat and put them on other pieces of meat. And I just like told the cashier, "Hey, I think that person's dicker moving." And I'm like, and I locked away thinking like, why I didn't say that? It's because you start getting a pyramid. We got to write reports. You know, hey, this parent was like, the kid smelled like pee again. You know, you start like, there's things you don't want to write. You want to help them, but it's your job to like, and it kind of changes you, kind of desensitizes you to the real needs, and you just become like a cop, and then you just become callous. You know what I mean? Rather than going home crying or being brokenhearted, I started becoming like, this is my job. So I say all that to now I'm like trying to recognize people, not authorities, but just human beings. If someone says, "Hey man, can you come here?" Whether he's a cop or just a regular Joe, I'm going to be respectful, because I have a hard time. I have a hard time with authorities, man, because I've seen just the abuse of it, including myself as a pastor. You know what I mean? I'm super like chill. You know what I mean? People go crazy at church. I'm like, you know, hey, it's all right, man. It's okay. But I don't know why I shared that. And I know you had a dad that was probably authoritarian, being in the law enforcement in one way or another. But I just wanted to confess that online, that I'm still growing from that. 47 years old, I still have a hard time not kind of feeling uneasy around people in authority, you know. And the Lord's showing me that they're human beings. Don't look at the breastplate or the chest plates or the whatever. They're just people, man. They're just flawed people who are doing a job, you know. And I try to get that in my head. You know, there's going to be jerks in every category of life. It just happens to be that they have more power over me. I guess maybe it's hard to ignore. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that.
I'm glad you shared that. I'm glad you shared that. And you know what? It's true. Like, they are just people. I mean, even coming from, you know, my position, like you mentioned, as the child of someone that was, you know, worked law enforcement. Believe me, they're just people at home. They have their own flaws and mistakes, and you know what I mean? It is what it is. And that, thankfully, despite my dad's flaws and mistakes, and despite how he passed in this world, I was able to make peace with him. His relationship with Christ, and you know, what he came to terms with, and was able to accept his own flaws and come to me and apologize, you know. Not that I don't require an apology from my father, but the fact that he was willing to give me that, it gave me a lot of peace. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's heavy, man. For sure. So yeah, thanks for letting me share that. I send you guys $10 whatever chat, happy chat, Snapchat, $10 for the therapy session.
Snapchat. You're funny. I know. You know, for reals, are those your cups for sale? Your Heart Life cups?
No, we made these at the library, but I'm gonna give them to. They only gave us 4 letters, so we had to be creative.
I'm not a cute one.
That is a cute cup, though. That is cute.
Yeah,
I like that. We did that, man. Library.
Love life. Heart Life.
Heart Life. Yeah, you got it. There you go, Denise. You see, I know people paying attention. They'll get the connection. So yeah. Nah, man.
I'm gonna get some merch going here soon. Very soon. So that's
Conviction Hearts merch or Roundtable merch.
I'm gonna make sure you guys get one. For sure. Yeah.
I'm sorry for calling you guys rounders earlier. There was a movie called Rounders with Matt Damon, and there were a bunch of gamblers.
Man.
Yeah, I remembered that. I know I've heard that. Okay.
There are people that go casino to casino, taking them out until and they get their money and they run or whatever. So
that's right.
Something like that.
What?
Hey, Big George Foreman, check that one out. That's a good one. I think it's on Amazon.
Yeah, I think it is on that one.
The movie.
So what do we have going on this next week? Southtowner, do you have any videos you plan on dropping or anything coming up exciting this week that people should know about?
I don't, not for this next week. I do have interviews that I want to do with a few people, but right now I'm doing this job right here where I'm at. So I want to finish this up and then I got to just get in touch with them. But I plan on doing an interview with a friend of mine, Ruben Torres. He has his own Instagram and social media connected with Ruben Torres. So that's another friend of mine that I grew up with. We grew up. He's actually like best friends with Wolf and Sonny, and he ended up he did Christian rap like 30-some years ago, and he works a lot with Pastor Phil in Orange County, that the biker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Pastor Phil Aguilera. Yeah. So he works with Pastor Phil. He works with a lot of different people, man. It's a trip, and so I want to interview him because he hasn't had me on his show, and his whole show is called Connected, and he's had everybody and their mom on there except me. So I'm gonna beat him to the punch, and I want to interview him and have him on my channel, and then eventually too, I want to interview, like, do something with Big Joe. I've been trying to get in touch with Sonny when Sonny goes live. I've met Sonny. I don't know him, but I've met him, and he's Peterman. I've been wanting. I put a message out to him already the last time. I'm gonna be doing things on this law they're trying to pass too, taking away the canines. What do you guys think about that? I think they shouldn't use the police dogs to catch people, because if you've ever been bitten or mauled by a dog, you are never gonna be the same. That's gonna do nerve damage. Real talk. Real talk.
Wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know that's a law, right? They're trying to ban that. What do you guys think?
I didn't hear about this. The first I've heard of it.
I haven't heard of that either.
They're trying to keep it down. Yeah, it's there's a family that's really pushing it because I believe their family member died. But yeah, you know what's a trip is the dogs are starting to bite the handlers. The dogs are really out of control. They don't train the dogs right, bro. I did another video. On my channel, you'll see a video that I did on another topic that's related, but I know a lot about this because, of course, I've been in the dog game 25 years, but I was also an animal control officer for 10 years. And I've worked with canine people and from Border Patrol, INS, from all the different agencies, right? And I still know people that train dogs that do that. And I was fortunate to work at the border, right? I have recognition from Congress. I have it put away somewhere for working at the border, right? So when I'm working there, though, I see this agent come with his dog, an INS agent, and with 3 other dudes, and there's like a blind spot, and his dog has a toy in his mouth, and he gets his baton, and then he puts it around his dog's neck, and he starts choking him to release the toy. But I mean, he's choking the dog bad, and I'm watching it, and then I hit him up right away. I go, whoa, what's going on, bro? Why did you choke him like that? You don't teach him to release. And he's like, nah, we don't teach him to release.
Yeah, like a command or something.
And I said, nah, get out of here. So I didn't believe him. I thought he was just being a jerk, right? So I investigated. I talked to some agents, and they were like, yeah, bro, they want them to be machines. They don't teach them. That's why, if you notice, when canines will bite people, the cop has to fight to get that dog off. And that whole time, the person's arm, leg, or whatever is getting mauled.
Yep.
They don't teach them to let go. They teach them to just maul. Like, they don't let them play. It's really a cruel life for the dog. The dog is not allowed to be a pet. They're not allowed to play. They're supposed to be a machine. Some of them don't even know how to handle the dogs, and the dogs die. They overheat and die. Like, there's just so many reasons why they shouldn't have them as not to catch people, or I believe they can use them for smelling and for finding cadavers and for finding missing people, but not to subdue people. Like, why do they have tasers, batons, and all these other things, you know?
Yeah, for
that
real.
makes a lot of sense.
Okay, interesting.
Hey, y'all see that dog that started attacking the police because he thought the police was a predator?
He felt no, it's true. They feel the vibration. Oh shit, they shut me down. Damn.
Hey, he got shut down. Jen, I don't know what's going on.
Damn, it's shit.
Something's going on, Jen.
What are you talking about? What happened?
No, I don't know.
We're talking
got
too
shut
deep,
down?
man. You straight got dark webbed on us.
What? I'm like, what? I heard him say they shut me down. I'm like, who got shut
I
down?
think his battery died.
His battery probably died. Yeah.
I'm like, who
I was like, what the hell just happened?
Too much information.
So you know what I think too. I never understood. You know what I never really understood either is like if you hurt the dog, that's like they're charged as if they were a real police officer, right?
Yeah.
So if you kick the dog or you do something, they can charge you just as well as they would a real officer. Right. So I've always thought that was.
Isn't it natural just to, if anyone grabs you wrong, to grab them back wrong? It's like a natural instinct. It almost seems kind of unfair.
Yeah. I know, it's a response.
I mean, from experience and seeing a lot of shit, like, but when they tell you to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Simple, just plain and simple. You gotta stop. Just that's it. I mean, I don't care what.
There we go.
There's
that.
I'm sorry. Denise is starting to get all crazy. I just want to make sure.
Pastor T, tell us what you got coming on or going on this next week.
So every Sunday at 11:15, we do a live stream for Heart Life Phoenix. We have 4 teaching pastors. Well, gotta be careful with the word pastor. I don't know if y'all in Christian circles, but women can't be called pastors in a lot of our circles. So I'll just say my wife and I teach along with 2 other people just to be respectful to some of my constituents. But yeah, man, my wife is way smarter than anyone in this church. But we can't call her pastor because there's some Bible references that say a woman should not be a pastor. So like I said, whatever, man. Like Brother Southtown was saying, man, lift up Jesus Christ, man. Cut all the nonsense out. Love God and love your neighbor, man. It's not that complicated. You know what I mean? It's hard though. So we just try to focus like a dog tries to bite a leg. We got to focus on something, and and we don't even know what we're focusing on. But so we got church on Sundays, live stream. Please subscribe to Heart Life Phoenix on the YouTube. We got that going, and then my wife's we're gonna be in Ontario in a couple weeks. Hopefully we can go visit Ed, and not a whole lot going on. We got the water park passes. Magic Mountain is in North Phoenix, so we go to the water park and act like hundreds of women in bikinis don't affect this pastor. Pretend like it ain't a big deal because I'm the only one apparently that notices it. Anyway, but other than that, God bless you guys, man. Thanks so much for letting me calling me a couple hours ago, letting me know you guys are valuable to me. You guys are so special. I ain't gonna lie, Denise. I asked for you and House because House he just got sick. You guys gotta make sure you guys are sending that guy. You know what I mean? I don't know, pizzas or whatever it makes him happy. He's got such a great spirit about him, man. I can't. He is charismatic for sure. And so you guys got an eye for talent, no doubt.
Thank you, Pastor. We appreciate that. And as far as I'm concerned, you are a part of the Roundtable. You're one of the rounders.
You're one of the rounders.
By the way, send me a picture of you so I can put it on my little fancy little thumbnail. I'm trying to work my new program.
I've been going through all my pictures back when I was skinny. I'm like looking like Tookie Williams and stuff, all yoked up in the joint, with the muscular, something like that, Have Phoenix tattooed across my chest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy and paste some things and make it look all tough.
There you go. So come look for breakfast. Hit him up for breakfast when you come. Yeah.
Big massive cross on my back that says bench press this. Big old
Send me
picture.
a couple pictures and I'll see what I can do.
All right. As long as it don't look like bubble gum, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't do you like
LOL
that.
surprise.
I would not do. I don't even know how to do all that, but it'll be good. Did you have anything coming up this week too? Anything exciting?
I just have my anniversary is on the 14th. Let's see. Probably just go out to dinner and stuff, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Now, right on. So tomorrow is Wednesday, I think, right? Is it Wednesday?
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes.
Wednesday.
All day.
Okay, so I think I'll double check and I'll share it in the community, my community page. I think I have a part 1 of an interview I did with a YouTube channel based in Canada. So a couple gentlemen there that had me on. It was a pleasure to be on there. They were very super kind, respectful. Cool. I really appreciated their time. So I will share that link and I'll share when he sends it to me. I'll put it in the community page so you guys can go check them out. So much love to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Next week, Tuesday, same time, new topics, and we'll be ready to top it up. All right. Thank you guys. Have a blessed evening.
Bye, guys.
Talk to you soon.